Hi, I'm Bob Pennefeather with ARMA, Auburn Regional Media Access. And this show is part two of the Gratitude Endurance. Am I saying that right?
Operation Enduring Gratitude. You're very close. If there was a consolation prize,
So you can see how
you
this
get it.
You can see how this interview is going to go. I'm with David Pappert, which has been the captain of this project with a great team. David's going to fill us in on everything up to date, what's been raised, how many veterans are going to take the trip, the Gala, which is a big function coming up November the 12th, and with tickets available and everything. How is it going?
Bob, thank you so much for having me back again. Last time we did this was in April before our Healing Field event at Hoops Park in Auburn, and that was a big success. Our fundraising has been very strong.
Good.
We're going to raise over $100,000, which we're going to need every penny of it this time. Things got a little bit more expensive down in Washington, D.C. over the last 5 years, especially with the COVID. And we have one large event left, and that is our Stars and Stripes Gala, which is going to be Friday, November 12th. So don't show up on the 11th. You'll have to
probably
wait.
thinking next year you're going to have it the 11th, and you moved it up a year.
Exactly. So Friday, November 12th at the Springside Inn from 5 to 10. But where things stand right now, our trip is full. We're taking names. If we have veterans that hadn't heard about it and still want to go, we're taking names for a wait list. And generally, we're able to accommodate everybody. People's travel plans change between now and next May. But we have about 72 veterans, and a couple of them need to bring a personal assistant because of a health issue.
Right.
So we'll have about 72 veterans and including a couple of personal assistants. We have 4 Auburn Fire Department EMTs, 4 local Auburn registered nurses, and about 20 Operation Enduring Gratitude volunteers. And we'll have 100 people traveling down to Washington.
Amazing.
And we go for 3 days from Friday morning at 6 in the morning and get back about 10 o'clock on Sunday night. And
that's phenomenal. And now the date, the last time we talked, the date was kind of fluid. Do you have a final date when this trip's going to?
Yeah, we are traveling May 13th through 15th of 2022, and that is 100% rock solid now. We have our hotel and our deposits, and the money's starting to flow out, which is always a sign that the trip is coming soon.
What about the cost factor with hotels and transportation? The way things are going, and we've experienced such increases in all kinds of costs of goods, including travel. Is there a chance of you going to be hit? I mean,
we did get hit.
You're talking here down the road, and then what happens to the funds that you had? Are you going to have enough? In short, are you going to have enough to cover it?
We're going to have enough. We originally budgeted $90,000. The hotel in particular and some of the other travel-related costs are up almost 30%.
Yeah.
And some of the things, we have a lot of wearables and things that we purchase. So it's about a 20 to 30% increase. This community is unbelievably generous, and the committee that we have working is tireless. So once we realized we were going to need some more money, we scheduled some more events. And we're going to be fine. We're going to have enough money to do the trip, and a big part of the Operation Enduring Gratitude experience for the veterans is about 6 months after the trip. We'll have a big dinner where we bring all the living participants from 2012, 2017, and 2022. We get them together, and they can talk about their trips, and so we're going to have enough money for the trip. And that's due to the hard work of the committee, and more importantly, due to the generosity of Auburn and Cayuga County.
That's amazing. Now that runs a parallel to honor flights.
Yeah,
if I'm
very similar goals, just a different way of taking care of it. Honor flight, we fully support. A lot of us raise money for them when we're not raising money for Enduring Gratitude. That's a one-day trip where the veteran flies to Washington, It's one long day, and it's a fantastic program. We took a little bit of a different approach. We decided that we wanted, when we get the guys down to Washington, we want them to see all of the memorials, all the
Everything.
monuments
Yeah.
that our grateful nation built for them,
Yeah.
and have time to get to know each other and enjoy it and really immerse themselves in it. And, the two programs complement each other well. There's some people that can't or won't travel for 3 days, and Honor Flight's a really good fit.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of people that really, it may be the only time they get to D.C., and they need a little time to process and experience it. And,
Yeah.
and we make sure that we cater to those people quite well.
I got a brother-in-law that's 92. He lives in Depew, so I ain't gonna worry about him
So he's younger than you.
listening. Oh, that's really. I hope you keep your sense of humor. And he's going for the first time. He was in the Korean War,
Oh, fantastic.
and he's going down with his son. He's going down with my nephew. I says, "What a great trip!"
These experiences.
But he's going on the honor. He's going on the honor flight out of Buffalo. But like you say, I mean, somebody that age, they go all day. I mean, that's beating yourself up. I mean, that's but.
These experiences are life-changing. I think we've spoken before. The first trip was mostly World War II and Korean War veterans. And the World War II veterans, they know how to celebrate. They were brought home as the heroes,
Sure.
And treated accordingly. And
Sure.
the Korean War veterans were really forgotten. I mean, they faced down.
Yes, they were.
They faced down communist China and North Korea, and came home and kind of settled back into their lives like nobody knew what they did.
Yeah.
And then the second trip was mostly Korean War and Vietnam War veterans, and the Vietnam War veterans obviously were treated with outright hostility in a lot of occasions.
That was just awful.
So being able to properly experience the monuments and memorials, all of our volunteers have had veterans come write letters, explain to us that it really helped them to process how they came home and to know that their country never forgot about them. And
Well, the Korean War, we went through school. You didn't hear much about Korean War. It was all World War II. And I'm not a history buff, even though I had probably 6 years of history in high school. But I think that's another topic. But the Korean War, you didn't hear much about. And as a kid in the 50s, I remember relatives coming home from the Korean War, but then you didn't hear any more about it. And like you say, the Vietnam era was horrible. And I wasn't in Vietnam. I was over in the Med on the ship. But that era of coming back and traveling and everything, you were in the service, you were looked down on. I mean, it was absolutely awful.
It's a very sad period in our history,
really is.
and while you can't unring a bell,
No.
you certainly can let these guys know right now that the country feels differently about them and wants them.
Yeah.
You can't get a do-over, but this is about as close as we could come.
Well, when I heard about this a long time ago, I said, and that's just fabulous. And of course, I've known some people that have gone, and just like you explained, they come back and they're just, it's life-changing for them, especially what they went through in Vietnam. And then they go back down there. I had an interview with Jim Orman, Fritz Allen, I don't know, about 8 months ago. And out of that show came comments from people that had seen it. They made comments about, geez, they like to go back to Vietnam, and they would like, and I said, really? After all that stuff, you want to, but take a look at today, look at the people in Japan, they're going back and they're buying goods and everything. They're traveling Japan and everything all over the years. So
I think it's a real testament to American greatness that when we fight in these wars, regardless of the outcome, it's been said 1,000 times, the only thing we ask for is enough ground to properly bury our service. We're not to expand the size of our country. We're not trying to take, we go to these countries and fight these battles for freedom, for people that may never be in a position to thank us or may never be in a position to repay us. America is a truly great country, and the fact that we become friends down the road with many of our former adversaries says a lot about us as a nation.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, it's hard to digest at times, but I mean, it really does. And I've known people that have come into Auburn, and they're from Vietnam, and they end up getting a house, they're working for a living, buying a house, and working, and part-time and full-time, and they made it work. Their kids went to, to our school system, and they paid their taxes and everything.
I don't know. I don't know a true American that doesn't celebrate legal immigration.
Yeah.
This country's built.
Yeah.
It's a melting pot by bringing
Yeah.
people in the right way, the legal way.
No question.
And the work ethic and the energy and the
Yeah.
enthusiasm they bring into this country is irreplaceable.
Well, I had a conversation over the weekend, and I made a statement that, and this is a little bit off center, but I made a statement. I said, I don't know one person, not one, from Auburn that came up with a silver spoon in their mouth. In other words, was loaded. And not one.
A lot of self-made people here.
Not one. That today are doctors and lawyers, judges, police, law enforcement, BCI. I mean, I can go down through the list.
Yeah, the kids whose fathers and grandfathers were at Red Star and Alco, and they learned a work ethic beyond belief.
And P&R. I mean, they came over here and they worked in Columbian Rope, and they worked in these shops. The parents did, and the grandparents. And they had these little convenience stores, little corner stores, which was 1 million of them, and that's only in the West End. But I mean, they had 1 million of these stores, and they always made a living. And look at the neighborhoods they built.
It is amazing, and the businesses that they built, and we're doing. And we started talking about the Gala, which really is quite important to us now because it's really the last public event.
Well, before you
we're
go there,
going to be
I just
doing.
want to go off to the other topic here. I just want to say, the people from World War II were the support system of everything I just said. When they came back, they were brought up, from immigrant parents or immigrant grandparents, and they ended up in the war.
They went from first generation to building a country in 20 years.
And look where we're at today because of these people. Before I forget, the other question is, when they see the changing of the guards, do you have a reserved area that they go and watch first-class seats, the changing of the guards? And I'm leading up to another question, but that's...
We're in another, we were talking about travel planning and the pandemic, and normally we travel to Arlington first thing Sunday morning. We stop at Iwo Jima, we have Mass. It's obviously the Knights of Columbus is a Catholic organization. We have Mass on Sunday morning, we go to Iwo Jima, see the CB Memorial, and then we go to Arlington, and that's really the last big event. We normally get there about 9:30 in the morning. Well, we found out this year we're not going to be able to go till about 11:30 because they have a lot of trams, which we have to travel by tram with the age of our people, but they have no tram drivers. So as far as normally we do get a scheduled time and you can make it quite nice.
Yeah.
Our main man in Washington D.C. and our travel agent are working the phones to try to get that all worked out. And my guess is by the end we'll have an earlier time and we'll be able to lay a wreath.
It's still going to work. Yeah.
Oh, we're definitely going to be there. It's just a matter of whether we can lay a wreath.
Your past experience of other trips, to see these people have never been to Washington, never seen the wall, never seen the monuments, and never seen changing of the guard. When they go to the changing of the guard, that's got to be a tearjerker for everybody.
It is incredibly moving for anybody who has seen it, and we try on a trip down. We share some videos and things, and one of the videos and some of the information we give is that give them the information on the changing of the guard, how long it's been going on uninterrupted, and the fact that several times over history when there's been major storms, hurricanes and whatever, they were given permission, basically orders that they could stand down and not guard the tomb, and these people refused, and there's videos of them out in 100-mile-an-hour wind.
Isn't that something?
Protecting the tomb of their brothers. So it is moving, and you're right, there's not a lot of dry eyes you see these people.
No, because I can picture, what brings it close to home now is my brother-in-law going down. He's going down in 2 days, couple of days he's going down. And I'm anxious to talk to him when he comes back.
It is so impressive.
And, I wanted to ask you that because you've been there, you've seen it, and seen the action and reaction, of people, especially the changing of the guards.
They're incredible people that accept that post.
So all I say, somebody, and they're not going on this trip, but even if you get a chance to go to Washington and go down and see the museums and everything and the monuments, but you have to see the changing of the guards. That is extremely important because that's something that'll take you and put you right in the center, of reality. So
yeah, Arlington is a very special place. Yeah. Everybody in the country that has the ability or opportunity to get there should do it for themselves to be there.
No question about it. And watching on TV and that doesn't give it credence at all.
It does not.
Now the Gala. Moving forward, your next big event is the Gala.
Our big and last public event that we're going to have is a semi-formal, formal dinner dance Friday, November 12th. It's a Springside Inn.
I got you.
So at the Springside Inn, the Springside, for people that haven't been there, it just is an absolute gorgeous venue for this. Yeah. We had Tompkins Trust Company, who is always in the middle of anything good that's happening in the community. They're a major sponsor for this event, among many, but the biggest of our sponsors. And they gave a major sponsorship so that we could have the Stan Colella Orchestra be at this event, which is a big deal, and also so that they could, they are treating 10 of our World War II guest honorees, bought their tickets. So Tompkins Trust really stepped up. So we're going to have the Stan Colella Orchestra. Girls are all out dress shopping. If you've bought your tickets, I know that the girls are out dress shopping because I hear about it a lot.
Yeah.
The guys are looking forward to it too, even though they try to act like they're maybe not. But it's a great time to get dressed up with your partner. Go out. It's not a wedding. You don't have to celebrate and shout and buy a gift and do all that stuff.
Right.
It's not a funeral, which is not much fun to get dressed up for.
Yeah.
It's just a nice night out. You go out.
A tux?
No tux.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
You could, but I think most people will be wearing suits and
suit and tie,
evening dresses.
Suit and tie and evening dresses.
But certainly semi-formal to formal. It is not a casual affair. A couple of the sponsors, obviously Knights of Columbus, 207 sponsors and supports everything we do. The Ladies Auxiliary of the Knights, incredible group of ladies, and have raised just a lot of money for us. And a lot of the what do they call them? Usual suspects. When you're trying to do something good in Cayuga County, you've got Wegmans. You got people like Castler Masonry, Cuddy Law, Johnson Paper, Andy Tian, an R.G. Wright agency. His dad, George, went on our first trip, recently passed, and George talked to me every time I saw him after the trip, and
he's a nice
really,
guy,
truly enjoyed his time there, and just so many, the UNC, the Ukrainian Club, we've got so much support. And it's just wonderful. We've sold about 225 tickets already. We'd like to sell at least 100 more tickets. We've got a month to do it. So I can't imagine a better event. We don't know what to buy each other a lot of times when the holidays roll around. Buying an event is an important consideration.
Hey, listen, they're buying for the theater. Merry-Go-Round Playhouse, they'll buy for holiday gifts. They'll give, their loved ones or neighbor or whatever, they'll buy a gift for a season ticket. So this is a great event to buy somebody in a family, a veteran, even if it's not a veteran, to support it would be a great thing.
And it'd be wonderful for the younger generation to make sure that their aunts, their uncles, their grandparents get a chance to go to an event like this with an orchestra playing music that they love.
Yeah.
So if don't buy any Tupperware this year, buy Gala tickets. You're going to be a hero. You're going to be They're going to remember that you gave them this gift. For 20 years, they're going to remember the event you took them to, not the thing that you bought them.
Yeah, how many times can you go someplace? You can't and find live music. I mean, you just don't, especially a gala, you know.
And we went out and to the Springside, and we met with Sean and Beth Lattimore and Chris Moore. And you never know what you're going to get. What you got is open arms. They walked us through the property. They said, this place is going to be yours. How can we use this property to make this event fantastic and raise money? And I just can't thank them enough. You couldn't feel more at home or welcome, in the venue we're going to be at. And we've got a couple nice surprises. When people arrive, we're going to have a very nice area set up so that they can have...
don't start talking about what the surprises are when it's going to be shown on TV.
But I want to sell tickets, so it's not really a surprise, just a little bit of a surprise. But I want you to know so that you buy a ticket, because we're going to have a very nice setup where all the couples that come, all the people that come, we're going to have them, give them the opportunity to have a professional picture taken for free we have Kevin Rivoli is donating his services, and Elena Davis, two professional, fantastic local photographers. Yeah. So not only are you going to get dressed up, have a great meal, some drinks and music, but at the end of the night, you're going to have proof you were there and a picture worth framing, which, a lot of us don't have, nice pictures, recent pictures of our,
what a great night. That's really, it really is a way of really wrapping the whole thing up. And not because it's holidays, but putting a bow around it and say, okay, this is very successful. How many, now when you say tickets, is it 2 people per ticket?
One person per ticket.
One
it's
per
$75
ticket.
Per ticket.
Per ticket.
If you're a veteran, it is $60.
All
right. As I said, we've sold about 220 tickets already. The main ballroom holds about 230, but we have access to the entire facility. And we've got it organized so that the only time that you're really going to have to sit at your table is when you're having your meal. And we're really looking forward to that. We've got
so singles are welcome.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not when you say gala, you think couples and everything. And
we're going to have some super eligible bachelors there. We got Spike Charles, we got Jeff D. Chick, we got Sean Hoy.
Wait a minute, stop right
You're
there.
right.
Don't.
You're right. No respectable mother's going to let them go if they're on the prowl.
Why do you bring up Spike's name? Okay, go ahead. I'll deal with that later, I guess.
No, singles are absolutely...
He's a good guy. He's really nice.
Singles are absolutely welcome.
Okay.
We want everybody there. We want everybody there that celebrates our veterans. We're going to especially honor the World War II veterans. It was scheduled for last year originally, which would have been the 75th end of World War II and the 45th end of the Vietnam War. So for people that do a lot of math and see it's 76 and 46, that was a COVID thing. Yeah. But so we're going to really honor our World War II veterans. We've got a guest speaker, Colonel Pat Malvazzo, who was just a extremely important person on Colin Powell's staff. And
from Auburn.
An Auburn guy.
Auburn connection again.
His father was our beloved Grand Knight at Council 207 for a long time, Rocco Malvazzo.
Yeah.
And Pat is our trips. Yeah. We would have fallen right on our face for these trips if Pat wasn't down there to coordinate things in Washington. I would say if you're in Washington, D.C. and you don't know Pat Malvazzo, you're probably doing Washington wrong.
Yeah.
So we're going to have him be our our guest speaker, and we're really looking forward to hearing what he has to say.
That's good. I mean, I think it's just great, especially from Auburn, to make that kind of success out of life,
Now, another thing we're going to have, which I think is going to go over quite well, is we've got it's going to be a very classy affair. We're going to do silent auctions. We have some really cool items that have been donated. Nobody's going to be doing a live auction, or it's just going to be one of those things where you can sign your bid and
drop
nice
it in
and
a
quiet.
bag or whatever.
But we've got some unbelievable prizes. I think being a local guy, probably the most exciting thing is we've got a couple of game-worn autographed spikes from Timmy LaCastro from the New York Yankees. And,
Really?
we thank Timmy for being so generous with.
Jeez, isn't that great?
I can't imagine how often he gets hit up by people asking for things. And you don't have to ask him twice. He's just an incredible.
But he's doing good as well, from what I understand, his rehab. So
Yeah, he's an incredible young man.
Yeah.
We're going to have a wine refrigerator and a case of wine. It was donated by Tom and Christina Carter, and the wine by Melissa Guerin and her company. We got a pontoon boat rental, including the fuel, that was donated by Bernie DeGraw at Frontenac Harbor.
Yeah.
We've got John Francis McCarthy, the great local photographer, donated a framed piece valued at $350 entitled Stairway to Heaven, and it is a picture of the Veterans Memorial downtown. We got a night at the Holiday Inn. We've got donated by the Holiday Inn, obviously, and Mackenzie. We've got some Mackenzie Child pieces donated by them, and one of our supporters, Janet Weston. So probably the biggest one, though, and Bob, I know the one you're going to be most interested in. We're raffling off a wheelbarrow full of cheer.
Yeah.
It's a Mackenzie Child's style painted wheel. We had so many bottles donated that they don't even come close to fitting in this.
Yeah.
One with $10 a try for sale down at the Knights, and we're gonna raffle that off that night, and that winner's probably not gonna be lacking for friends for a while.
No, I seen it. We bought the tickets, and
your check went through. We were happy.
It isn't. Oh, it didn't bounce.
No, it went right through.
Okay, well, it's nice to say in public TV. Thanks for bringing that up. But no, that's I think the whole thing. I said it from our first interview. I mean, I'm excited about the whole event and the trip, especially given the veterans' due diligence. That's the biggest thing.
Now, you've already bought your tickets, so you figured it out. But how do you go about buying your tickets? It's very important we make sure you know how to buy now that we've got you all excited about going. Easiest way, stop into the Knights of Columbus 207. They're at 47 Market Street. Very friendly people, and they always have tickets behind the bar. Just ask the bartender. Easiest way to buy your tickets. Second easiest way, they're going to put up a picture of a form, and it's on our Operation Enduring Gratitude website. You can fill out the form, request your tickets, send it with a check, and we'll mail your tickets back to you. People that like the online experience, we don't exactly have online ordering, but we've sold a lot of tickets by people going to our Facebook page, sending us a direct message that they would like to PayPal or Venmo us the money. They send the money, we mail them the tickets, and we've probably sold 30 tickets that way.
So you do PayPal on that?
Yes.
Do that. Okay.
So those are the three ways to buy tickets. We would appreciate all the tickets being sold by the end of September, by the end of October.
Yeah.
We will probably have an ability to sell a small amount, leading right up to the event, but it helps everybody, and it'll help your experience if you buy your tickets earlier, so we could properly plan and make the
Oh, sure.
make the
You
event
know how many
great.
people are going to be there. Bet your life. So that's if you do go down the Knights to buy a ticket, be careful with Spike, because he'll probably want to charge you $100. So it's not. It's $75, and I'm only kidding.
Just the community has been fantastic. So I know one of our volunteers was ended up talking with Adam Hellis, Big D's Limousine, and with Lee Vanderpool's company. Lee's fantastic with everything we do. He's just so generous. And my understanding is they're making arrangements to help the World War II veterans get to the affair in style and back home again in style and safe. So just another example of you just mentioned that you're doing something for veterans.
Yeah.
And there's Lee Vanderpool, there's Adam Hellis, there's Big D Limo saying, what can we do?
Yeah.
How can we make it better?
I mean, that's just great compared to what we lived through, in the Vietnam era that we talked about many times. But to see all this, such a positive spin, is fabulous. It really is.
Yeah, we really are. We're lucky. We live in just an absolute great community. I know every community has their bickering and problems, but the fact of the matter is, if you need to raise money or want to raise money for a good cause, or somebody gets sick, or somebody has a disaster, there is no better place on earth to live than Auburn, New York.
Auburn area is unbelievable when it comes to somebody hit hardship, and boy, you ask for donations. to help out that person or family, whatever, it's always there.
Our committee is a perfect
always
example of that. We've been together since 2010, planning these trips. So that's a long time now we've been
Really?
together. Hardest working people that you would ever want.
Yeah.
Nobody is looking for their individual credit. If there's something that needs to be done, no matter how tough the job or how difficult it's going to be, there's 3 or 4 people saying, I'll do it. This committee is beyond belief and unselfish, and nobody will ever know the amount of hours they put in. And
Yeah.
I got to say thank you to my wife, Patty. That's every harebrained thing I come up with and say, okay, I want to do this. She'll think it through and say, this one was easy. She said, yeah, you've got to do that. And the next thing you know,
Why does you got to bring up hairbrain?
next thing you know, she's spending.
What's the reason you got to now bring that? what sparked that comment?
I don't know. It's subliminal. There's something subliminal about the hair comment. But Patty, thank you very much. Not only does she encourage me to go and do these things, but next thing you know, she's spending 15, 20, 25 hours a week doing work behind the scenes to make sure that I don't fall on my face. So
she's a great one.
to the committee and my wife, thank you so much. And my daughter, man, she gets stuck with any job I don't want to do, the poor thing.
Yeah, well, you deserve it for putting all the time and effort, into this. And to have nobody does it by themselves. It's a team.
If you don't have a group of dedicated people that trust each other and know that everyone's in it for the genuine right reasons, and once you have that, you can't fail.
No.
They won't let you fail.
I've got it right here with James being our manager here that has bought the equipment and really the structure, our board, and all their input over the years has been allowing us to do all this on the public access TV.
This is incredible. I mean, this community needs this venue so that people, we were talking before this show began, it's the opportunity for internships for young people in high school to get hands-on experience with state-of-the-art equipment and then move to CCC where Steve Keeler can mentor them. The sky's the limit. Go into SU, and the next thing you know, they're either in front or behind the camera on ESPN or ABC or Fox News.
You don't know. You don't know where
it's incredible.
It could go. Especially the students, if they're like sophomore year and older, they have any interest in communication. And this is a classic example with James, and we have interns working here. Terry Cuddy out here that's teaching on the communications end of it as well at BOCES, and so this is all ties together. But to do things that you're doing and have the teamwork behind you allows you to, opportunities are endless. Endless.
Now, I wish one of them would volunteer to do TV and radio interviews because after our last little sit down in April, I went to play golf, and the guy working behind the pro shop counter, who I'm not going to name, but he's a big Green Bay fan, said, Dave, I couldn't sleep one night. I saw you and Bob on, and you know what? You've got a face for the radio.
Oh, yeah, that's what they tell me. I got a face for radio.
So the only thing that nobody volunteers for, other than once in a while I could talk Jimmy Orman into doing it, is none of us like being in front of a camera.
Yeah, no, but it's necessary for interviews like this to get out the message, and the value of such a project is you can't put words to it. I mean, really.
Yeah, we really appreciate the opportunity you give us.
Yeah, so I mean, hey, we appreciate what you guys have all been doing. The Gala, again, tickets are on sale. A great night. How many times do you see a gala in this area? Yeah, in this era. But in this area, and it's November 11th. 12th. Well, we're going to be there November 11th and November 12th.
Well, there could be a long line to get in.
But, make sure you get a ticket, and it's just going to be a great night for a great cause. I say thank you to you and your team for everything you've done, for taking the time to come out of work to meet with me here and to do this interview as well. And obviously
it's my pleasure.
I appreciate it very much, and all your work.
Bob.
And thank all your board and team members as well.
I will really appreciate it. They're the ones that get it done.
So, Stay tuned because after the gala, we're going to, maybe do another program with some pictures and everything to show people, and especially the sponsors and the people that bought tickets and everything, to say, okay, here's the return on your investment. Here's what happened, which to me is very important. When you ask somebody to make a donation of any sort, whether you're buying a ticket or whether it's a company, donating, what's the return on investment? What happened to your dollar bill? And we will definitely come back and show you that. So
That's going to be a lot of fun. Look forward to that.
yeah. So thank you very, very much for watching the show again, and please support this gala, and until the next time, stay safe, laugh often. Okay. Thanks again.